Long, long ago, in a beautiful kingdom surrounded by tall mountains and deep green forests, there lived a kind and gentle queen. One winter day, the queen was sitting beside her palace window while snowflakes softly fell from the sky. The white snow covered the land like a soft blanket. As she was sewing, she looked outside and whispered a wish. "I wish for a daughter with skin as white as snow, lips as red as a rose, and hair as black as the darkest night." Not long after that wish, the queen gave birth to a beautiful baby girl. She named her Snow White. But sadly, the queen became very ill and passed away. The king later married another woman. This new queen was very beautiful, but she was also very proud and very jealous. She believed she was the most beautiful woman in the entire kingdom. The magic mirror. The new queen had a magical mirror. Every day she would stand in front of it and ask, "Magic mirror on the wall, who is the fairest of them all?" And the mirror always replied, "My queen, you are the fairest of them all." Hearing this made the queen very happy. Years passed, and little Snow White grew into a beautiful young princess.
Here you are, sweetie.
She had a kind heart, a sweet smile, and everyone in the kingdom loved her. One day, the queen asked the mirror again, "Magic mirror on the wall, who is the fairest of them all?" But this time, the mirror answered differently. "My queen, you are very beautiful, but Snow White is the fairest of them all." The queen's face turned red with anger. "What? Snow White more beautiful than me? Impossible!" Her jealousy grew like a dark storm in her heart. The queen's evil plan. The queen called the royal hunter. "Take Snow White deep into the forest," she ordered coldly. "Make sure she never returns." The hunter felt very sad because Snow White was kind and innocent. He took Snow White into the dark forest. Tall trees surrounded them, and strange sounds echoed everywhere. Snow White looked frightened and asked softly, "Why did the queen send me here?" The hunter could not lie anymore. "Princess," he said gently, "the queen is jealous of your beauty. She ordered me to harm you, but I cannot do it." Snow White began to cry. "Please run far away into the forest. Never return to the palace." Snow White thanked him and ran deep into the forest.
Snow White ran and ran through the forest. The trees seemed endless. She heard owls hooting, branches cracking, and wind whispering through the leaves. Soon she became tired and hungry. "Where will I go? Where will I sleep?" she whispered sadly. Just then, she saw something surprising. A tiny little cottage stood between the trees. Warm light glowed from its windows. Snow White slowly walked toward it and knocked on the door, but no one answered. So she gently opened the door and stepped inside. Inside the cottage, everything was very small. There were 7 tiny chairs, 7 little bowls, and 7 small beds.
What a charming little place.
Snow White realized 7 little people must live here.
Oh, what tiny bowls
She
and
was very
spoons.
hungry, so she took one tiny bite from each bowl so that no one would lose too much food. Then she felt very sleepy. She tried the beds one by one. One was too hard, another was too soft. Finally, the 7th bed felt just right. Snow White lay down and quickly fell asleep. That evening, the owners of the cottage returned home. They were 7 dwarves who worked in a diamond mine deep in the mountains. Their names were Happy, Sleepy, Dopey, Grumpy, Bashful, Sneezy, and Doc. When they entered the cottage, they noticed something strange.
"Someone has
The
been
stool's
here,"
been moved,
said
and the
Doc.
picture on the wall.
"Someone
It's slightly
ate from
different
my
and magical,
bowl,"
isn't it?
said Grumpy.
Look closely.
"Someone
bowls
sat
are
on
key.
my
What
chair,"
does it mean?
said Happy.
This is unbelievable.
Then they walked into the
Who ate
bedroom,
from my bowl?
and there
Not me,
they
Grumpy.
saw
Let's
Snow
examine
White
the
sleeping
evidence.
peacefully.
Maybe it was an accident?
The dwarves were amazed. "What a beautiful girl," whispered
She
Bashful.
sleeps so peacefully.
When Snow White
I,
woke
like a
up,
true princess.
she was frightened at first, but the dwarves spoke kindly. She told them her sad story about the jealous queen. The dwarves felt sorry for her. "You can stay here with us," said Happy, "but you must be careful." Snow White smiled. "I will cook, clean, and take care of the house," she promised.
I'll get the spices.
From that day,
Snow
they
White,
became
please
like a
stay
little
with us.
family.
Yes, you belong here.
Back at the palace, the queen stood again before the magic mirror. "Magic mirror on the wall, who is the fairest of them all?" The mirror replied, "My queen, you are beautiful, but Snow White still lives, and she is the fairest of them all." The queen screamed with rage. "She is alive?" Using her dark magic, the queen disguised herself as an old woman. Then she prepared a poisoned apple. "One bite, and Snow White will fall into a deep sleep forever," she whispered. The queen traveled through the forest until she found the dwarf's cottage. Snow White was alone because the dwarfs were working in the mine. The old
Good day,
woman
my
knocked
dear.
on the door.
A gift for you.
"Would you
how
like
kind.
a
What is it?"
delicious
A magic
apple,
apple.
dear child?" she asked sweetly.
gift for you.
Oh, it's lovely, but I mustn't.
Snow White remembered the dwarf's warning.
Thank you, but I mustn't. The dwarfs warned me
"I
about
shouldn't
saying
talk to
this.
strangers," she said. But the queen was very clever. She
One
cut
for
the
beauty,
apple
one for
in
sweet.
half. "One side for you,
Oh, it looks so
one
tasty.
side
Indeed,
for
my
me,"
dear, perhaps
she
it's just
said.
for you.
But secretly, only Snow White's side had poison. Snow White took one bite. Suddenly, the evil queen laughed and disappeared into the forest. When the dwarfs returned home, they found Snow White lying on the floor. They tried everything to wake her, but she did not move. They were heartbroken. "She looks so peaceful, like she is only sleeping," said Sleepy. Because she still looked beautiful, the dwarfs placed her inside a glass coffin in the forest so everyone could remember her kindness. One day, a young prince passed through the forest. He saw the glass coffin and stopped. Inside was the most beautiful girl he had ever seen. The dwarfs told him Snow White's story. The prince felt deep sadness. "She deserves a happy life," he said softly. He gently lifted Snow White. Suddenly, the piece of poisoned apple that was stuck in her throat came loose. Snow White opened her eyes. The dwarfs cheered with joy. Snow White looked around in surprise.
Welcome, friends.
Music filled the palace, and the entire kingdom rejoiced.
This ring I thee wed.
And with this ring,
Music filled the palace, and the entire kingdom rejoiced. Snow White's kindness and goodness had protected her through every danger. And the evil queen's jealousy finally disappeared from the land forever.
here you are, sweet child.
Snow White, the prince, and their friends lived happily ever after. Moral of the story: true beauty comes from kindness, honesty, and a pure heart. Jealousy and pride can destroy happiness. but love and goodness will always win.